8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then 9:30 in the morning Philippine time. Uh, Welcome to my new viewers and new subscribers. Thank you so much for stopping by. You know, all my lives, we just always discuss everything Philippines, and then of course I answer your questions. Uh, don't forget to hit the like button, and also YouTube wants me to remind you that the super chat and the super sticker are activated. If you want to support my channel, that's something you may want to consider, and I won't say anything else about that. Hey, Momentum, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate your email. I'm going to download that WhatsApp after my live is over with. There's been a lot of requests, asking me, well, when are you going to have your wife on and let her talk and stuff like that. But, Filipinos are, not all of them, but some of them are shy, they're bashful, and she's one of them. And to be honest with you guys, right now is not a good time because you get these trolls online, and I don't care, they can take shots at me, but I don't want to take shots at my girlfriend or my family. So for right now, we're just going to leave them out of it. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. I saw those, see, I'm green at this, so I'm going to have to but one thing I wanted to remind everybody before we get started, this is something that I learned a long time ago. Is to stop calling the Philippines a third world country, because the Philippines, the country itself, is very, very rich. It's very, very wealthy. And I would say at least the last 100 years, these multinational corporations and companies have been exploiting the land and the natural resources, taking billions and billions of dollars year after year after year from the Philippines. So the country's not poor, the people are poor. Now, why that is, I don't know, and that's the story for another day. But I just wanted to kind of remind you that the Philippines is not a third world country. This is a very, very rich country. And unless things have changed, they actually hold in reserve billions and billions, I think maybe even $1 trillion of gold that belongs to the United States right over in the Philippines. So that's just something, just like a fun fact I want to let you. Hey, Ella, good morning. Also, before I get started, I had said something on one of my vlogs about, the cost of living, and that a guy earning minimum wage in America could live like a baller over here. And a guy said, he challenged that. He said, no, Calvin, he said, that's wrong. He said, I have to see the numbers to believe you. Well, let me tell you something. Okay, minimum wage in Louisville, Kentucky is about, hey, thanks, Keith, I appreciate it. From Evansville, man, it's about 2 hours from Louisville, and I went there back in 2016 to that casino up there. But in Louisville, Kentucky, the minimum wage is about $15 an hour, so 40 hours a week at $600. You take out another $100 for taxes, okay? Let's say that's $500 a week. That's $2,000 a month he's earning. Now I'm talking about his salary in America if he translated it over here to the Philippines. Because see, I live on less than $1,500 US a month, and I live good. I don't deny myself any creature comforts. You can go on my channel and see the house that I'm renting for $170 a month. My electric bill, I just paid it. It was less than $20, and my water bill, I'm going to pay it tomorrow. It's 199 pesos, so that comes out to about $4.50. So yes, he can live really good. Hey, thank you, Mr. Bynum. I appreciate that super chat, man. That's what it looks like, guys, if you're interested in knowing what that is. But yeah, he can live really good off $2,000 US a month over here. Hey, everybody. Mr. Bynum, man, thank you so much. Hey, David, Georgia. Some of you guys, I can't pronounce your names, and I apologize. Your profile names are way out there. Uh, but one other thing I wanted to address real quick is this. Uh, hey, Sal, that's my buddy from Chicago, Sal. A lot of y'all think I'm from Chicago, but I'm not. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I fly out of Chicago, and I apologize for any miscommunication there. But yeah, hey, what's up, Sal? Me and Sal, we chat all the time, man. Hey, Gunny John, thanks for your support, man. I'll be glad when you get over here, man. I'm gonna buy you a beer. I don't drink, but I'm gonna buy you one, man. Thanks for your service to our beautiful country. A lot of times, man, guys will comment, "Hey, Kaz." Oh yeah, Ingram, man. I'm proud of it. Really, this is something I earned. You know, uh, the you can't change the Philippines, but the Philippines can change you. No, I don't have a disability. As a matter of fact, I'm proud to say that the money that I earn every month is from my, I get some residual income from my insurance business. And I haven't worked it. If you know anything about the insurance business, they're called renewals. And as long as the people stay on the books, the insurance company pays you a certain amount, X amount of dollars every month. And I pride myself on helping people and writing good business. And that's the reason why, all these years later, the people still have that insurance, and, I'm able to, to earn a little income, that I can retire basically until I get 62, because I'm going to retire at 62. That's a whole nother story. But a lot of times, hey, yeah. You see, it's right. That's right, Surrey case. My rent here is 8,500 pesos, about 170 US dollars, but the other place was 7,000 pesos. And one thing I like about the Visayas region, the cost of living is very, very cheap. Hey, thanks, Keith Hewitt, for that super sticker, man. I really appreciate your support, brother. Thank you so much. It's the cost of living. What's up, Jay, from North Carolina? Well, yeah, I would say even less than that, because to answer his question, he wants to know what the actual cost of living. Hey, thank you, Patrick Peel, for that super chat, man. I really appreciate your support, and I returned your email today. Yeah, I'm explaining. Rent is going to be anywhere, depending if you're single now. Remember, it all depends on your situation. If you're single, if you got to live in, if she's got kids, but let's just say you're single. And a single man in San Carlos, you can get a nice apartment for 5,000 pesos a month. That would be like 100 US dollars a month. Then your electricity, let's say you got a one bedroom and you've got one air con in there, so your air conditioning is going to be about another $50 a month. Water's very cheap over here. That's about another $5 a month. So you're looking at $155 a month for your living expenses, for your accommodations, okay? Then you're single. The food over here, for it to be the Philippines, it's expensive, but in America, it would be cheap, okay? So you're going to spend, I'd say, on the high side, $300 a month for your food. Okay, now there you go. You're at $450. Now, your lifestyle over here is what determines your real cost of living, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking. See, because your accommodations, your rent, your utilities, your water, your food, it's really going to be cheap, okay? But if you smoke or drink, if you gamble, if you chase women, whatever your lifestyle is, I usually, pre-pandemic, I'll spend an extra $200 a month traveling around somewhere in the Philippines, because it's very cheap. That includes my ticket, my Airbnb, and my food. Hey, thanks, James. I appreciate it. No, weed's not legal over here, and I talk about that all the time to my weed smoking, weed smoking subscribers in the U.S. and Canada and all those places where it's legal. And please don't bring weed over here. You're looking at a life sentence if you're lucky. More than likely they're gonna shoot you down. You won't make it back home, man. Weed is just as bad over here as heroin, methamphetamine, which is what they call shabu. So don't do it, man. Just if you want to come over here for 2 weeks, man, leave your weed at home. Now you can drink over here. Bring you some good drink with you, and that's what I always suggest, guys. If you drink and smoke, bring your carton of cigarettes with you, maybe 2/5 of your favorite drink over here, because depending on who you talk to, man, the cigarettes is different, and the liquor is definitely different. They say it's watered down over here. I don't know. I haven't had a drink in almost 23 years. Oh yeah, Silver Case. If I was gonna move, I would move to San Juan area because it's close to my favorite restaurant there, which would be. Hey Timothy, I'll answer that in a minute. My favorite restaurant is in San Juan, and then San Juan is where the public beach is. So yeah, so I would definitely. Move to the San Juan area, which is about a 25-minute tricycle ride from the port. I usually give the guy 300 pesos to do that. But yeah, Timothy Bright, there's quite a few African-American men over here. Hey, Eric, you know, that's something, man, I'm thinking about. There's quite a few African-American men. Not so many in Visayas and Mindanao, but if you go up in Luzon, like by Manila, Quezon City, Cavite, Olongapo, let's see, Subic Bay, English City. There's plenty brothers here, man. And they will echo what I'm saying. We love it over here. We're freer than we've ever been. You know, people judge us by our character, not the color of our skin. And I had never experienced that in my whole life till I came here. So yes, we see a lot of brothers. If you need to, you can get into trouble with that. Okay, yeah, I suggested that last week. You know, when it comes to prescriptions, make sure that not only do you bring a doctor's note, but bring your medical records, man, with you. Hey, Michael. Yeah, I'm in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. It's in the Visayas region, in the heart of the Philippines. It's about 4 hours north of Dumaguete City. And they're about the same size, but the difference is like night and day. Dumaguete is more geared toward tourists, and San Carlos is more geared toward family and retirement. It's like a sleepy little town, man. The cleanest city in the Philippines. I mean, you would love it here, man. You know, I was lucky to find it. The only reason I found it really is because my girlfriend's from here. Otherwise, man, I went to Bacolod. I rode right through here, man. You know, you see it. But till you get boots on the ground, man, you don't realize how nice it is. They've got a tennis club here, man. They've got clay court, tennis courts, basketball, 2 big, nice basketball courts. They play soccer. I mean, it's really, no, not Daxa. It's up from there. It's called something Amore. It's an Italian restaurant, and it's delicious. But I've ate at Daxa, and I've ate at the one across the street from our Monkey Business, or something like that. I've eaten both of them, but that Daxa, the bakery, oh man, it's the best bakery in the Philippines. That bakery they've got in front of that Daxa restaurant, I mean, they've got these blueberry muffins, man. They'll melt in your mouth, and they're only like maybe 40 pesos or something like that. Yeah, David, I'm getting that together right now. As a matter of fact, through Teesprings, and I'll let you know on that. I just opened my account at Teesprings, and I'm going to put some, the real nitty gritty T-shirts, boots on the ground T-shirts, for anybody who wants to purchase something like that. Yeah, and I appreciate that question. But Dolce Amore is the name of the restaurant. It's real Italian food. They make it homemade, and it's owned by an Italian couple. And they're temporary closed right now because of the COVID. But man, it's the best food on Siquijor Island. Period. If you like pizza, hey, the realist, thank you. If you like Italian food, if you like pasta, they make their own pasta, their own spaghetti, their own sauces. It's all homemade. It's the most delicious food probably that I've tasted in the Philippines, to be honest with you. But there's a American here in San Carlos City. The name of his restaurant is Mike's Beer and Burgers. Hey, Lenny Aguiar, what's up in Boston? I see y'all got all that snow. Oh yeah, I have some large sizes because there'll be American sizes. I wear a 3X. I wear 190 pounds. I weigh 190 pounds over here, and I have to wear a 3X here, man. Believe it or not, a 2X is too snug for me. Hey, thanks, Hank. What's up, brother? Appreciate your support, man. Thanks for that super chat. But Mike's Beer and Burger, they say he gets his meat and everything from Guam, and I believe because he has an American restaurant here. He serves American food, and his burgers, man, they're the best, man. Whenever I get a craving from American food, I go over there. He's got tacos, he's got spaghetti, pizza, and it's all American. He's not cooking American food with Filipino ingredients. He's cooking American food with American ingredients. He's got something called an ultimate burger. Hey, Drew, what's up? He's got something called an ultimate burger. It's my best. It's a hamburger with cheese, and then it's got chili, and then it's got coleslaw, man. Look, don't knock it till you try it. It's delicious. And every now and then I'll get a hankering, I'll go over there. I want to address something real quick, guys, and let me know what you think about this, but this is true. I see in my comments a lot of times people always say, oh, a province girl is the best girl to have and blah, blah, blah. Okay, look, I want to caution you not to stereotype Filipinos. They're so different, man. Okay, and it goes the same with province girls. Be careful what you wish for. Hey, Terry, because I'm going to tell you something, man. And a lot of times, let me say this before I get started. It's hard to tell a province girl from a city girl. You know why? Because a lot of the women from the province have moved to the city to get jobs and for a better life. So you can meet a province girl in the city. You don't have to go to the province to meet them. But for a woman who just stays her whole entire life in the province, man, I don't know. I don't think I'd want that. Just from my boots on the ground experience. Because now, of course, I can't speak for everybody. I'm just telling you my experience. The language is there's a language barrier already. But when you go up in that province, man, I'm going to tell you something. Hey, you're right, Cass. The language gets a little trickier, man. It's a little different. And you have a hard time with that. And not only that, but I'm going to tell you something. They're feisty. Hey, Stater, man, what's going on? Hey, John. And I'm going to tell you something. They're feisty, man. They're different from the Filipino women. From the city women. And a lot of times, when guys are talking about, complaining about taking care of the family, from my experience, that's what you run into in that province, But you got to understand, hey, Jeffrey, Hunter, what province are you talking about? Every city, every hamlet in the Philippines has a province. Are you talking about the mountain province? just a province. Some of these municipalities, people mistake for the province. And it's not the province, it's a municipality where it's sort of like in between, but that's not always true, man. Be careful what you wish for with these province women, man. They can be tough to deal with, and they will. I'm gonna tell you something. Uh, Remember, I told you, and this is a true fact, that I had a woman stalking me. She's still stalking me to this day, man. She's from the province, man, because, uh, you know, if you meet them one time, man, they think that you're theirs and you're theirs only. And I'm gonna tell you, man, it's just be careful what you wish for with this province thing, man. Don't lump all Filipinos in the same group. I know a lot of you guys say that you think all province woman's the best, man. But remember, the culture over here is thick, guys. A good woman is as good as it gets over here. It doesn't really matter if she's in the province or the city. Now, if you want a virgin or something like that, yeah, you're gonna get them in the province, more than likely. But be careful what you wish for, man. I did, Hank. I think that's what happened, to be honest with you. But yeah, the province girls are not all the time, the best ones, man. They can be difficult to deal with, man. Hey, what's up, Lee? Just my experience, guys. So just come over here and try to meet you a nice woman, whether she's from the city or the province. Because like I said, a lot of the women, my son's mother, I met her in the city, but she's from the province. Now, one thing I can say about province women, they can do a lot of things well. Hey, Mr. Kale, they can, they cook, clean, iron your clothes. They do everything well. And that's the truth. Hey, from Kansas, man. Hey, y'all calling in from everywhere, man. I appreciate that. Hey, the man travels. Hey. Yeah, they might know Bill W. In Dumageddon, they definitely know Bill W. They've got a few meetings, and they're mostly attended by Americans too. Yeah, they know. But I want to. One lady asked me to talk about couples traveling to the Philippines. How common is that? And her name is Mustang Mama. It's her profile name. Shout out to Mustang Mama. I hope you're watching. But yeah, a lot of couples travel to the Philippines, but they're mostly European couples from what I see. Or if they're American couples, they're backpackers. But you see it all the time, especially when you go to Siquijor Island. When you go to these small islands, you will see a lot of couples. But American women probably don't bring their husbands here. Hey, thanks, Christian Gonzalez. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your support. Because they know, they live by that mantra of you have to keep an honest man honest. See, they know as long as their husbands is over in America, they don't have anything to worry about. But you bring him over here with all of this temptation, and something's going to go wrong. And I guarantee you that. Hey, Bill, thanks, man. You like my shirt? Bill, he gets on me about my dress. So I put this shirt on for you, Bill, today. But yeah, a bunch of couples, man, but it's mostly Europeans. And if you see a young American couple, a couple, they're young and they're usually backpackers. And one thing I can say, if you're over here, because backpackers, man, they're just a whole different group unto themselves, man. But don't knock these backpackers. They're the cheapest tour guides that you can hire. You buy them a cup of coffee, buy them a Jollibee meal or something like that. And if you want to know the best beaches, the cheapest hotels, and the nicest places to go off the beaten path, that's who you talk to, man. Do not because you'll see them and their hair will be scraggly, their clothes will be wrinkled, they'll have the backpack, and you think, hey, man, from San Diego, what's going on, Anthony? I went to A school out there, 32nd Street. I forgot the name of that park out there that I used to go to all the time. information, man. Do not bypass these people. All right? They've read the Filipino handbook. They know this place frontwards and backwards. Anything you want to know, they will tell you. So when you see them, they probably rich people, probably, on some type of adventure or something. Basketball is big is basketball, David, over here is as big as it is in the United States. I mean, you can go to the province. Balboa Park, yeah. That's it. You can go to the province, to the city, municipality. It don't matter. They're playing basketball. It reminds me of when I was growing up, man. We take an old bicycle rim, we take the spokes out of it, and we nail it into a tree. You're going to see that. They got modern basketball courts here in San Carlos, though. It's about a 2.5 hours, Maple Leaf. You ride the fast craft from San Carlos to Toledo, Cebu. That's 1 hour. Then you take the van from Toledo, Cebu to Cebu City, Cebu. It's another hour and a half. Hey, champ. What's up in Chicago? You know my buddy Sal Thompson? Yeah. But I tell you what, a lot of, as far as their basketball is concerned, yeah, they're big. They get up early in the morning to watch those games, man, and they're big LeBron James fans, of course. Hey, thanks, Gunny. Appreciate it. Hey, man, I tell you what, it's my stepdaughter's birthday today, too. She turned 15. I got to go get her cake. Thanks for that super chat. But they're big Stephen Curry fans. They're big, of course, Kobe Bryant. He was big all over the planet, but he was super big here. So they're big Los Angeles Lakers fans here. But, man, they've got some great tennis players here. I'm shocked that they haven't made, hey, Ronald Jefferson, thanks for stopping by. I'm surprised that they haven't jumped on the scene yet. But it's coming, man. You mark my word. Man, they got some great tennis players, these young players over here, because the Philippines is sort of like Florida. You know how some of the best athletes in America come from Florida, whether it's baseball, football, because they can play all year round. That's how it is here in the Philippines. See, they play them sports all year round, and they just get better and better and better. So take the words from me, man. In a few years, I'd say in the next 5 years, just like the young lady from Japan, there's going to be somebody from the Philippines, probably going to be a Phil Lamb, like half Filipino, half black, half Filipino, half white. But they're going to jump on the scene, man, in that tennis, because it's gotten so big over here. Hey, Randall, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Salvador, what's going on? But while I was talking about that, Manny Pacquiao, he put the Philippines on the map again, because Ferdinand Marcos, he put the Philippines on the map. Okay, let's give him his credit. And this isn't political, but people had kind of forgotten about the Philippines, except for, guys who, like me, who travel around and stuff like that. But my brothers and sisters and friends, they knew nothing of the Philippines till Manny Pacquiao broke the door down, man. I mean, he literally put the Philippines on the map. I'm buffering. It looks like I'm coming through loud and clear. But yeah, because even with Manny Pacquiao, there's so many things that people don't understand about the Philippines. They don't know about the Philippines. Hey, thanks, man. I can't pronounce your name, but thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. No, I'm with Smart. But it's so many misconceptions. Like I told you before when I first came on, The Philippines is not a third world country, guys. The Philippines itself, the country, is very, very rich and wealthy. All right? But the people here are poor. That's a whole other story. But that's just one of the misconceptions, and that all Filipinos are the same. And they're not. It's 7,641 islands. They all have the same different languages, cultures, traditions, and they look different. Believe it or not, man, you won't believe this. But, oh yeah. See what I'm saying, Martin? You're telling me something I didn't know, but something that I suspected. They're going to rise up, man. They're coming, man. It's not even a developing country, state of man. There's billions and billions and billions of dollars being taken out of here, extracted out of here, every year upon year upon year, for at least the last 100 years, by these national corporations and multinational corporations, man, who exploiting the land and the natural resources. They are holding about $1 trillion in gold reserves right now in the Philippines that belong to the United States. But if you don't like a simple life, man, the Philippines may not be for you, okay? Now, of course, you can go to Manila, you can go to Cebu, you can go to Dumaguete, Davao, General Santos, and more places to get that city life. But all in all, the Philippines, man, it's a simple life here, and that's why I like it. I could wear this shirt again tomorrow, and nobody would even notice. Nobody would even care. When I shave my head off over here, nobody even noticed, man. But my family went crazy at home. My kids, some of my clients. But over here, nobody even noticed, man. It's a simple life. You know, one thing you're going to notice, it reminds me of when I was growing up. Hey, thanks, Michael, man. I appreciate it. Man, thank you so much, Michael McFarland, man, for your gift and your sacrifice. I know, how hard it is, brother. I really, really appreciate that. But it reminds me of the struggle when I was growing up in the West End of Louisville, Kentucky. And everybody in the community understood the struggle. So, you know, if you didn't have a new TV, nobody cared because they understood the struggle. It's like that over here. You may go into the department store or the grocery store, and the man or woman waiting on you may have on shoes that are 2 or 3 sizes too big. Yeah, and so don't laugh at that, man. But everybody around them, you're going to notice because you're from America. But their co-workers, the other Filipino customers that come in the store, they're not going to notice that, man, because they understand the struggle. They understand that, hey, this guy at least got some shoes and he's doing his best they possibly can. I love that about the Philippines, man. That's one of the best things I love about this place, man. You know, because if you one of them flashy type individuals, man, you're going to be misunderstood over here, man. You know, you're not going to get it. Hey, thanks, Gunny John. I appreciate that. You're not going to get it when they stare at you, they're going to stare at you like, you know, who's this guy think he is? You know. Hey, thank you, Michael Cosby, man, for that super chat, man. It's very, very appreciated, man. Thank all of you, man, really, for your kindness, your generosity, and support of my channel. I can never pay you back. I'm just going to do the best I can to keep putting out these vlogs and giving you this boots on the ground information. As long as it's helpful, man, as long as it's useful, I'm going to continue to do it. But that's the best thing about the Philippines that I love, man. You know, nobody judges me over here, you know. But if you're looking for that type of place where, you know how it is in America, man, because this place has changed me from this materialistic, egotistical nut into I'm a fairly decent human being now, man, you know, 11 years later. And it's all because of the Philippines, man. You know, I can let down my guard over here. I don't have to put on that mask. I can take my mask off because people really judge you by your character over here, man. You know, I'm not talking about that 3.5% of Filipinos that we deal with online and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, I got a regular television over here, and I don't have cable because I don't need it. I've got Wi-Fi. So I watch YouTube, I watch Netflix, and I watch Google TV. But, um, you know, Sherry Case. But the only thing I really miss about the U.S., and this is true, it's my children and my grandchildren. And about every 2 years, 2.5 years, I'll take a trip home. But I don't miss anything over there. Trust me. As an insurance agent, this is my 18th year in the business, man. I was on, man, I was on that hamster wheel. It was go, 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 go for 18 years, man. And it just burned me out. I got tired of it. I was luckily, hey, thank you, Jardine. Thank you, Eagle 23. I really appreciate y'all, man, and your support. And I was just so glad that I could find a place where I could get out of the rat race. And because one is a guy from Australia, he said, you know, when you're in the rat race, you're a rat. And I had become a rat, you know. And I was so stressed, man. My anxiety had kicked in. My depression had kicked in. It took more and more for me to maintain, hey, champ, to maintain that same lifestyle that I had 10 years prior. And no matter what I did, it wasn't enough. I felt underappreciated, you know. I felt invisible over there, man. So no, I don't miss anything. Hey, yeah, that's true. Hey, thanks for that, man. And that's what I'm going to get me too. A fire stick. But no, I don't miss anything like that. Gamai, Adrian Fernandez. Gamai means a little. Hey, thanks, David Matrix, for that super chat. I speak Gamai, a little of Visayan over here. And everything that I've learned in the last 18 months with the woman I'm with now. If I'd have met her 11 years ago, I'd be fluent. Because I can get a taxi now, a tricycle now and tell him, M. Lawyer at Bangasano. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. And that just means take me to the M. Lawyer across the street from Gasano Mall. See, I can say stuff like that that I wasn't able to say, man, 2 years ago. You know, I say, my own gabi, good evening. My own hapon, good afternoon. My own uto, my own buntak. You know, I'll say something like, tag pila, how much is that? Tag pila nasha, how much is that? Tag pila nisha, how much is this? Hey, thank you, Simple Fire Stick Tutorials, for that super chat, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Uto is noon. Yeah, thanks, Martin. And then Hapun is what? Afternoon, right? In America, you live to work instead of working to live. Absolutely. And I got tired of that, man. I really did. I said, you know, look, when I first started coming to the Philippines, I was 45 years old. You know, was it a midlife crisis? I don't know, because now psychologists are saying that midlife crisis is not even real. But something was going on with me. I knew I had more years in back of me than I had in front of me. And I wanted to live life on my terms, you know. And I just wasn't happy over there. I was looking for an alternative lifestyle, and I found it over here. I knew the first day I got here, guys, and this is no lie. When I landed here in Cebu, Mactan Airport, it was 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm riding in the taxi on my way to my hotel. And I knew then, I said, man, I'm going to live here. You know, something about the Philippines, it just reminds me of the 1960s and the 70s in my neighborhood. That's what it reminds me of over here. It's just that down home, old-fashioned feel to it. Now, they don't speak a lot of Spanish, but in Mindanao, in Zamboanga, they do. They speak something called Chavacano. It's a mix of Filipino and Spanish language. Hey, thanks, Suri Case. I really appreciate that. But, yeah, I was just so thankful to find an alternative lifestyle. But I knew the first time I landed here I was going to live here. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I found it a way. And um, 6 years later, I was living there permanent, you know. And I have no ambitions of ever living back in America, ever. I love my country. I fought and put my life on the line in the United States Navy for America. All my family's there, all my friends there. But I have a new life here, man. It's so much better. I'm going to, you know, whatever years I got left, and I hope it's a lot, you know, I want to be happy. I want to be joyous. I want to be free, man. I don't want that anymore. I don't want to chase that money like I used to. It's not fun anymore. My son, 31, yeah. Let him chase all that money. I was an insurance agent for 18 years, and yeah, I still got a book of business over there. That's what I'm living off of right now. And I pride myself on writing good insurance and having a great relationship with my clients because they become my family. Otherwise, they won't keep the insurance. Otherwise, I'm still in America scrambling, hustling. And say, I don't have to do that anymore. You know, I'm not rich over here. I earn less than $1,500 a month, but that's all I need over here, man. You know, that's all I need to live the best life I've ever known, see. But I did 4 years in the Navy. I went to boot camp in Great Lakes. Then I went to A school in San Diego, California. Then I got lucky. My first duty station was shore duty. And, you know, what's the odds of that? And I was at Naval Air Station Memphis, and I love Memphis, Tennessee. I was in Millington, maybe about 40 minutes outside of Memphis. And see, when I got there in 1982, see, you only had to be 18 to drink in Tennessee. I don't know what it is now. And man, did I love it. 18 to get into nightclubs. I didn't have to ask anybody to go in the liquor store to buy my liquor. I could go in and get it myself. And that's how I found out. See, in Louisville, Kentucky, we used to catch somebody going to the liquor store, give them a couple of dollars to get what we needed. I tried that in Memphis, Tennessee, and the guy was like, man, you only got to be 18. He said, you go in there and get the liquor yourself. And I fell in love with Bill's Twilight. The music scene in Memphis, man, is unparalleled on Beale Street. When I left in 1980, the latter part of 83, they were just rebuilding Beale Street there. But those clubs there, man, those nightclubs, man, I'm going to tell you something. It's second to none. You know, I guess Atlanta and New Orleans or something like that. But, man, Memphis, Tennessee is still one of my favorite cities. You're talking about the Southern hospitality. Yeah. And see, I lived in what would be considered the province, Millington, Tennessee. Yeah. What's up, Mommy, Ron, and Gabe? Yeah, I love Philly. Been there a year and a half already in Cebu. Oh, yeah. Red Horse, man, you don't want to deal with that. If you drink over here, they got, you know, the fancy beers, the San Miguel Light. And then, you know, the Red Horse is the Coke 45 of the Philippines. All right, then they've got Empatador, which is like their, I don't know what that Empatador is. Is that rum? Somebody help me. Tanduay is rum. People seem to like that over here, but a couple of years ago, I bought a fifth of Old Foster 100 proof bonded over here. It was a gift to me, and I don't drink. So I gave it to my wife's brother. He's in the Army, and I told him, I said, hey, look, man, be careful with this stuff. But no, you know, they tough Army guys. Man, let me tell you something. Had them crawling on the ground, man, that Old Foster, because the liquor in America, you know, see, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Bourbon is king there. Man, put them on their back. They tried to drink that whole fifth, man, but they had about maybe a fourth of it left. It was like 4 of them, man. They were out like a light. And they told me, do not bring that back here again. And I haven't brought it back. They can't handle it over here, man. You know, from what I understand, a lot of the people who drink over here, they tell me to bring your own uh, liquor when you come because they say that this stuff over here is watered down. I even read it in the paper and online that says a lot of the liquor, especially the Johnny Walker Red and different things like that. Well, see, I don't know, Hank, about the wines, but because I don't drink, I couldn't really give you. But they've got everything over here that they got in America. See. Yeah, you can. You can buy, especially at the airport, different places. It's gonna cost you a little bit more. It's better that you bring it with you. See, because I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. Thanks for reminding me. Let me get back to that. When I left Memphis, Tennessee, I went to Norfolk, Virginia, Pier 12, the USS John F. Kennedy CV-67. Aircraft carrier. We did a med cruise. I never was able to get on the West Coast, but we went to the workup. We went to England, and then our first trip on the way to the Middle East, to the Mediterranean, we went to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Yeah, I've been to Rio, man. And then that's when those Marines were killed. The first terrorist attack I'd ever heard of. It's the first time they ever used that term, terrorist. When the guy drives his truck with the bomb. They called them suicide bombers then. But anyway, he killed those 183 Marines or something like that. We steamed all the way from Rio and sat right off the coast of Beirut and just bombed that place. I mean, to smithereens, man. I received a accommodation medal for that time being in the Mediterranean, fighting over there in Beirut. But back to what I was saying before. Let's see, I'm your superior officer, young man. All right, Major Carlton, thank you, brother, I appreciate that. Yeah, but I would just say it's cheaper to bring your liquor with you, bring your cigarettes with you, because, in America, man, we get spoiled. That capitalism will spoil you, man. You got 100 people selling the same thing, the price is going to come down, the quality is going to go up. They don't have that over here. They still have monopolies over here, man. That Tanduay, that San Miguel Light, that Red Horse, all of them brands that Empatador, a lot of them, man, are owned by the same people, believe it or not. So you can't, you're not going to get that premium cost here that you can in America. The premium cost is the cost of living. Because now, one thing I can say is this, guys. This pandemic, for the first time in my 11 years being affiliated with the Philippines, I've seen actual sales over here. Hey, I appreciate you too, Major Carton. I just bought an air conditioner. Yeah, I broke down and bought an air conditioner, but it was for my baby daughter. It wasn't for me. And it was on sale, man. Normally, it was like 13,000 pesos. It was on sale for 9,000 pesos. I never, ever. Hey, man, what's going on? Kahlua. I never seen sales over here the whole 11 years. I just always think about that. No 5% off, no 10% off. Now, can you go in the store and you'll ask them, is this the last price? That would be as close to a sale in the Philippines that I had ever seen. But now the pandemic, there's sales everywhere, guys. So that's why I tell you, when they open up, the Philippines is going to be better than ever. It's going to be probably as good as it's ever been, because this is just coming from me and what I'm seeing, because I never seen sales in the Philippines. But now, everything's going to be cheaper. The Airbnbs are going to be so much cleaner, because a lot of Airbnbs have closed down over here. The business just isn't there, okay? They're going to be excited to see and welcome foreigners again, man, and that money. Even though don't get it twisted now, the domestic tourism is what runs this over here. That's the backbone of the industry. Yeah, they love y'all coming over here. That's extra money, but I want to see them just get the domestic tourism open back up, so I can resume my travel, you know. But yeah, the cost of living, the cheap price is built in already. So I guess that's why, for a foreigner, you don't see many sales over here. But right now, yeah, you do. And if you've never been to the Philippines before, I'm going to tell you, I always tell guys this, man, your first trip is always the best trip. There will never be another first trip to the Philippines. So bring as much money as you can. Stay as long as you can. Because the women, they're going to love you, man, for the first time you're here. And all the noise that you hear now that's going to drive you crazy, that drives me crazy now. When I first got over here, man, it was music to my ears. The roosters, the sound of the horns over here, just all the hustle and bustle that goes on in the Philippines. It's really, man, when you're coming from the West, especially America, it's really like a magic kingdom over here, man. Then you throw in the beautiful women, the beautiful beaches, 365 days of sunshine. I see why some guys don't go back. They overstay their visa. They just don't go back, man. They cry at the airport. I cried at the airport the first time I came here and left. I don't know what it is. I guess it's because one guy said, because you never know when you're going to make it back here. He said he does the same thing when he goes to Thailand. And that's a great explanation for it. Because I'm going to tell you, man, I was depressed. And I never felt that way. You got to realize, guys, 2 months prior to that, I was just in Cancun, Mexico for just wonderful days, man. I thought I was going to end up moving to Cancun, or at least Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And then I made that trip to the Philippines, man, and that was it. I tell y'all that story all the time. I saved up $20,000. I was going off the grid. I was going to travel around the world and see just as far as that $20,000 could take me. I got to the Philippines, man, and I ain't went nowhere else. I didn't go to Australia, New Zealand, nowhere else. Stayed here. Spent $7,000 in 2 months, and the rest is history, man. I've been here ever since, and I don't plan on going nowhere else. This place will grab a hold of you. No, I don't work online, Michael. And some people come over here to work. I didn't come over here to work. I came over here to get away from work. But I've got friends that have good jobs online over here. One friend of mine, Nate, lives in Bohol. He earns about $2,000 a month. He works for this survey company. There's jobs, but you want to set that up before you get here. Buy your equipment and everything there. Then when you come over here, you're already set. Your VPN, your headphone, and because it's so easy to find over there and it's cheaper. Over here, man, you have a hard time finding that stuff. And electronics and stuff over here is cheap, but yeah, a lot of expats, they work online. Nobody special, no. I haven't went anywhere else. And yeah, Michael McFarland. So you know what I'm talking about. I like it here. I love it here. But now I don't plan on going anywhere else. Now the only time I will go somewhere, Michael, is this. Nobody special. Is when I have to make my visa run every 3 years. I may go to somewhere else, but more than likely I'm going to Guam, because that's when I'll get my physicals and all of that. It's American soil, and then I can start my 3 years all over again. My throwaway ticket won't be so expensive because I'll just buy another round trip ticket from Guam to the Philippines back to Guam. See, that'll cost me about $200, and then I'll set it out as far as I can, and make it even cheaper than that. But no, I don't visit any more countries because I'm gonna tell you something. You may not believe this, but you can't see it all in the Philippines. You're talking about 7,641 um, islands, and believe it or not, guys, you going to some of these different islands is like visiting another country, man. They speak different languages, they eat different foods, the traditions, the culture is all different. You know, when I went to Bantayan Island, Cebu, man, it was like I was in another country. When I went to Siquijor Island, Camigan Island, yeah, it's like being in another country, man. You know, I don't have to go anywhere else. Hey, BWW, you only have to go out for 24-hour period. But you want to make sure, so I usually stay 2 days to make sure my 24 hours is complete. Then I come back and start the 3 hours over with. Yeah, he's right. Guka Nan is right. 24 hours, but not 23, okay? Because if it's 23, they're sending you back. So I always spend an extra day just to make sure. They call suckers for love, but many are only seeing who, what? You know, a lot of times what I say is this, and this is true. Whatever two consenting adults agree upon is really nobody's business, really, you know. And it's their business, you know. It's paid for play over here, and that's for sure. And I always tell guys that. You know, go ahead and get that set up in your mind. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But you got to understand where this young lady's coming from, and then you have to understand what you're getting on the other end. I mean, is it expensive? No, but you want something from them and they want something from you. But that's why I always tell people, don't come over here for the woman. Let that be a consequence, man. If you only come over here for the woman, man, you're going to miss out on the Philippines, guys. I tell you over and over, the Philippines is the cake. The woman, the cost of living and all of that's icing, man. You know, it's so much to do and so much to see over here that the beaches you go to, the resorts you go to, when you're roaming around, there's going to be women there. You can meet a woman then. You know, you're right, Roy Jones. We are the jackpot. And don't ever forget that. But that's why you don't have to sweat a woman coming over here. Come over here on vacation. Live life like you normally live it. You know, in your Airbnb, in your hotel. Go to the beach, go to the mall, go out to eat. You're going to meet somebody, guys. It's the bottom line, man. Are they going to swarm you? No, because Filipinos are not like that. Their culture's not like that. You know, they're very reserved and, you know, but if you go up to them and just talk to them, man, you'll see. It'll heat up real quick. Yeah. She'll get interested real quick. But don't come over here, you know, just for a woman, man. Why would you come 18 hours? Don't be like me. See, I was stupid. I didn't know what was over here. That's part of what my channel's for, to tell you there's so much more over here than that, guys. You know, don't cheat yourself. You know, if you want to meet a woman, oh, they're over here, and you in abundance. I mean, all shapes, colors, sizes, anything that you want. You know, you're going to be like a kid in a candy store. But I'm going to tell you something. The beautiful ones are not online because they know how shallow our thinking is. They know we're intimidated by them, but they're over here, man. You know, and then, of course, you know, beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. Let me make that clear. What you consider to be beautiful, I may not even find attractive. But I think everybody can agree when they see a beautiful woman. And there's beautiful women here, guys. Don't ever doubt that. I mean, there's what I call a super class of women over here. They're a different type of Filipina. And you go to any car show. See, I'm part of the running scene over here. Any promotion, you're going to see them, man. They're considered Filipina Amazons. These women, They're 5'6", 5'7". You know, they may weigh 120 pounds. I mean, they look like somebody in America, somebody in Brazil, or Latin America, Costa Rica. Yeah. But you don't see them online. You'll see them over here, and they're just as available. One guy, for some reason, people seem to want to think that they're doing better than everybody else because their Filipina has a good job. Man, look, the culture over here is so thick that a Filipino with a good job and a Filipina that's unemployed, you're still getting a Filipina, man. You're still getting that good quality woman. And a good woman over here is as good as it gets, man. I mean, you can massage your own ego by saying that, oh, she's educated. Man, listen, I'm boots on the ground. If you don't hear nothing else, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter, guys. Okay? You're still going to get that good quality woman. That 8-track tape is going to still be playing inside of them over and over and over. Yeah, she might get up in the morning and have to go to work, or she may be able to understand your English a little bit better, but you're just massaging your own ego when you come in my comments with that. I mean, over here it doesn't matter. That's why I love the Philippines, man. They don't care about stuff like that. That's bringing your American thinking over here to the Philippines. See? And you don't want to do that. Your American thinking has no place over here, really. Okay, your common sense, yeah, bring that with you. The common sense that has made you a success in your country, that's served you well for your 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Bring that with you. But all that other stuff, man, leave that at the border, man. Okay? Because what they do over here and how they live, we'll never understand it, guys. You know, a guy said something on my comments the other day, and look, I've been here 11 years. I still can't figure it out. How are they able to live off $250 a month? And many of them do not earn that, guys. That's the high end of it. I still haven't figured it out. When I figured that one out, oh man, you really don't have to worry about me coming back. See, I haven't figured it out yet. I've learned to live off less, but man, you see people over here. If somebody over here earns $500 a month, man, they living good. A Filipino, $1,000. Oh my God, man, they're middle class, man. I mean, they got new cars, they got all the new gadgets, buying houses for $1,000 a month, guys. Okay, but we can't do that because we've got so many American tastes that we've acquired over the years, and different habits and things like that. We have to give up too much, and that's why on one of my videos I say the reason why a lot of retirees they bypass the Philippines is because of the cost of living. And I know it sounds strange, but because you're here, yeah, I can live off $1,000 a month, and I can because I live a minimalist lifestyle. I'm simple, but what they realize is when they get over here, they say, well, the lifestyle that they want to lead is going to cost them somewhere between $1,800 and $2,000 a month. And since they have to spend that much, there's better options closer to them. Mexico, the Caribbean, different places like at Costa Rica, Panama, where that $2,000, if you're going to spend $2,000, why travel all the way on the other side of the planet, see? But somebody, if you come over here and you don't have a problem, getting rid of that Cadillac or that Harley Davidson or that fancy furniture and all that stuff, you're not going to have a problem living off $1,000 a month. Because I got a nice television, man, and a nice refrigerator, a nice stove and different things like that. But as far as living an extravagant lifestyle, I don't do that anymore, man. I very seldom eat out. I maybe eat out once a month because I cook my own food, man. It's safer when I do that. I don't have to worry about the food poisoning and all of that. Let me see something else before I get off of here. Is anything else? Yeah, he's right. The guy says, my ex-wife got sexual around payday. I could count on it. Well, I guess if you take them there in America, that sort of thing happens. But what I found out is this is true, guys. Filipinos, they're more in touch with nature. They know, like a lot of other people know, that sex is just as natural as breathing. They don't make a big deal out of it, guys. It's what I'm trying to tell you. Over here, like they do in America, you don't have to beg and plead and do all that for special favors and all that like we used to do over there. Every day is your birthday over here, man. I'm telling you the truth, guys, when it comes to sex. That's why a lot of us, man, we like, man, we come over here, we're sexually frustrated. We're not desperate, but we're frustrated, man. Man, when I was married to my wife for 18 years, man, the fire had went out. We may have sex, once a week or something, and nothing special. That was off the table. It was just straight missionary sex, nothing special, Hey, thanks, Rick. And after a while, you become frustrated, man. You start fantasizing. And, man, you come over here, I promise you this. The first week I was in the Philippines, every sexual fantasy I had was fulfilled. The first week. And even 11 years later, guys, every night if I want a fantasy, I can get it. But I'm not that shallow anymore. I don't look at it like that. I just look at it as two people who care for each other, who love for each other, express their love in a sexual way. That's the way I look at it. But they just look at it different, man, and we seem to like it over here, American men do. Hey, is that the San Juan vlog? Who is that? It's hard for me to pull up. I still don't know how to pull up my, okay, there it is. Big Dog in the Philippines. What's going on, brother? Yeah, Roy Jones, he says he's desperate. Well, I tell you what, when you get over here, I tell you what, you're going to have that problem solved probably the first night. And you'll be begging her to stop, okay? Because my son's mother, hey, thanks, I am Vote. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. My son's mother, she used to beg me for sex and sexual acts. And I'd never experienced that before. I mean, 20 minutes after we were finished, she'd be back in there, hey, can I do it again? I'm like, hold on, look now, I'm not a machine. And it was like that the whole 2 years we were together, man. And I was in heaven, man. I'm in heaven now, without going into any detail, because, my wife is, she's 38, man. She's in excellent shape, has a beautiful body, and there's nothing we don't do, And it's just something it's just one of the perks of being over here in the Philippines, guys. I hate to say it, and I don't want to sound nasty, I don't want to sound crass, but 88.1% of my viewers are men. And 100% of y'all are coming over here to see a woman. 95% of you meet online. And they don't have sexual hang-ups over there. And if she hasn't tried something, she's going to let you try it. She may say, oh, just be careful, be gentle. But it's going to happen, guys. They don't know no over here as far as that. That's why, when people laughed at my video, that's right. Filipino never has a headache. And if she does, she's not going to tell you. But anyway, they laughed about that when I said, Filipinos are widow makers. Because, in America, we call a widow maker a heart attack. And, see, they will give you a heart attack because you would think you're physically able to keep up with these women over here, but they're in great shape. Your man will tell you that. They'll play tricks on you, because if you can go 5 rounds, they will go 5 rounds. Because I've tried it before, man, but at 5 rounds, man, I'm 57 now, and I don't, 5 rounds, I may go 3 rounds, man. That's about the best I can do now, and I'm satisfied, but If you want to go 5 rounds, hey, thanks, Whistle's Wonderful World, man. I appreciate it. Oh man, Jay, 3,700 per month. Man, you would live like a king over here. You couldn't spend. A reasonable person could not spend $3,700 a month over here. It's impossible, man. Okay. Yeah, Michael, you're right. That must have been a long time ago, but it's not hard to do. I'm paying $170 for a modern, beautiful 2-bedroom house here, man. That's the bottom line. But yeah, you can't. I'll tell you what. You'd have to go crazy. You'd kill yourself trying to spend $3,700 a month over here, Jay. I mean, really, you would literally kill yourself. You can't do it. The buying power is different over here. The dollar has a greater buying power. Not just its worth, but you can get more for your dollar than you can at home. So, man, $3,700 a month US over here is like living off of $10,000 a month in America. See? Yeah, big dog, that's about right. And you live in a great place, Davao. One of my favorite places I like to visit, man, because before I came to San Carlos, Davao was always the cleanest city in the Philippines. But now, I mean, Davao is clean, it's safe. One of the safest cities on the planet. Yeah, I think it's the 7th safest city in the world. And you can owe that to Duterte when he was mayor there. He cleaned it up, man. Well, I'm going to tell you something, man. You know the games that the taxi drivers play in Manila? Man, when you get in a taxi in Davao, they will start apologizing for that foolishness up there, man. It will shock you, man. That's the truth. They will start apologizing and say, you don't have to worry about that. Hey, thanks, Don Jose. I spent 4 years in the Navy back in the 80s. I just don't drink anymore. I don't smoke. I've got a workout routine. I've tweaked my diet. I found the fountain of youth over here, man. And I always tell guys to do that. I always tell guys about that, man. It's over here. It's really in here, but it's so much easier to activate it in the Philippines. You know, because they got the ingredients is right there for you. The sunshine, the beautiful woman, the fresh foods, you know. And then, you know, you get active. And next thing you know, hell, you 57, man, I promise you, man, I can do everything a 30-year-old can do, but be 30 again. And I don't want to be 30. You ask my woman, man, she's 20 years younger than me. She can't keep up with me. But yeah, you're right about no matter how much you break, you have to save something, man. And I try to put up at least $100 a month, guys, because you never know when you're going to need it. You know, people always talk about health care. They always talk about things like that. But the best health care is preventive maintenance of yourself. Eat the right foods. Exercise, man. You know, get out in the sun. You see what I'm saying? Fernandez, I tell you what. I can't tell you the last time I ate at McDonald's. Well, no, let me take that back. I did. Me and John, we were at McDonald's the other day. I bought a coffee. Then when we left, I bought 2 hot cakes. But I can't tell you the last time before that. I just don't eat fast food anymore. Well, I tell you what, $3,700 a month, man. That's a lot of money over in the Philippines, man. You'd be hard-pressed to do that because I'm boots on the ground over here. I'm going to tell you, I took my family to Boracay. You know how expensive Boracay is. For about, 10 days last year, man, I didn't spend, I promise you, I didn't spend, and I stayed half the time. We spent 4 days in an Airbnb, and the other 6 days we spent in the Henan Resort. And anybody knows about the Philippines, you know that. Well, they had a promotion going on because Boracay had just reopened within that 4. Hey guys, I'm sorry, I'm back. Somebody called me And I'm back. Somebody called me, man, and messed up my live stream. Now, somebody tried to call me. I apologize, guys. Uh, I think I saw my nephew on here. He's a basketball. Hey, am I back, y'all? Somebody let me know if I'm back. Give me a thumbs up if I'm back. Hey, am I back, guys? Okay. All right, thanks. I appreciate it. 800 a month, not a lot, my opinion. But if you have a wife and child, yeah, that's going to be kind of pressing it if you got wife and child. Now, if you're single, you may get away with that 800. But if you got to live, well, even if you have a live-in, but once you throw that child in there, that's going to be tough. You're going to be living on the fringes. You don't want to do that. But there's really no updates on the Philippines opening. It's still the same. They're looking at getting that vaccine about March here from China or Russia. What's up, Jamie? That's my nephew, man, in Louisville, Kentucky. And they're talking about welcoming international visitors the second half of 2021, and it's going to be by region. You can read into that. South Korea, which is their number one tourist. Number two is China. Number three is U.S., but we're going to be on the back end because they added something to that. They said, we're going to open it up to countries in the region who have had success controlling COVID. Well, the U.S. hasn't controlled the COVID at all. So you're probably looking at the third quarter with the U.S. Just depending on how well these vaccines work, how fast this herd immunity kicks in. Because once they get a certain amount of the population vaccinated, you don't have to vaccinate everybody. See? Hey, what's up, Jandre Davis? Ever been to Apple Island? I haven't, but I was, I always get Airbnbs right around Apple Island. And Zamboanguita, different places like that. But I've never been to Apple Island. For some reason, I've just never been. But it's a great tourist spot. Yeah, they crazy in Louisville, man. That's why I'm still over here in the Philippines, man. They killing. People ask me all the time, is it safe over here, man? I feel as safe as I've ever. Okay, thanks, Zandria Davis. Appreciate it. I feel as safe here as I've ever felt in my life, man. Safer than I do at home. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that, USW 11. Thanks for stopping by. My city, we live in a metro Louisville area, 1 million people, man. They have over 150 murders this year, man. Now, here in San Carlos City, I think they got 1 this year. They don't have 5, guys. And this is a city of 131,000 people. Okay? Oh, yeah. Philippines is much more safer. And I'm talking about the whole of the Philippines. Once you get outside Manila, Cebu, Quezon City, those big metro areas, man, it's so safe here. The crime index in San Carlos is 25. I mean, that's one of the lowest in the Philippines. They asked people, do you worry about having your house or your car broken into? It was 0. Now, in Manila, it's 74. Now, they asked people that same thing, and they got a 57. But, yeah, once you get outside those big areas, man, I mean, you are safe. And then you got to realize now, it gets dark at 5:30 here. Yeah, I've been to Cabanca line. I don't live that far from there. And I've got friends in Cabancaline. It's a nice place. It's somewhere in between here and Bacolod. Uh, but safety over here, guys, that's one thing you don't have to worry about. Now, of course, you don't want to be stupid either. You don't want to get off the plane in Manila and go to Tondo at 1 o'clock in the morning trying to get change for 1,000 peso bill. No, you want to use your due diligence, your common sense. If you just use your common sense in the Philippines, you don't have nothing to worry about. Hey, what's up, James Poole? Zamboanga City, man, I just left there a few months ago. My son's there, as a matter of fact. Yeah, you're going to have to quarantine, I think 14 days. Yeah, you're right. It's south of Bacolod, and so is, hey, John Tucker, so is San Carlos. We're south of here. But if I go through the mountains, I won't have to go through Cabancaland to get to Bacolod. But if I go around, yeah, I have to. Hey, Clayton Murray, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. That's why I tell you, if you want to hear the sugarcoat stuff, you go somewhere else, man. I don't care what I'm talking about here. I'm going to give you the nitty gritty. I've never been to Malaysia. Like I told you, I came to the Philippines. I haven't went anywhere else. I don't have any plans of going anywhere else. I haven't even scratched the surface of seeing the Philippines, man. There's so much to see, so much to do here. That's the truth. Hey, thanks, Champ, for that shout out, man. I appreciate you, brother. That's true, man. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't care what it is. You know, when I tell you guys about the women over here and how they feel about sex, man, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you, oh, yeah, you come over here, they're conservative. No. These women will wear you out, and as long as you can perform, they're going to be ready, okay? That's the nitty gritty. And anybody want to argue with me about that, we can argue. I'm telling you my 11 years of experience, okay? Oh, okay, yeah, is it east? I didn't know, but I go through the mountains, and that's how I get there. But if I go around the other way, it's like 4 or 5 hours. So I go through the mountains. It's scenery. It's beautiful, and it only takes like two hours. I love Chicago, man. I'm not beating up on Chicago. I love Chicago, man. We always stay down by the Gold Coast, you know, in one of them Airbnbs, man. I love Lakeshore Drive, man. Downtown Chicago, let me tell you something. It's the best downtown. Hey, thanks, Sydney Gibson. I appreciate that super chat. Nice talking to you the other day on the phone, Sydney. Appreciate it, man. Call me once or twice a week, man. I would appreciate that. But downtown Chicago is the nicest downtown I've ever been to. And I tell you what, San Francisco would be second. But nah, I'm not beating up on Chicago. I love Chicago, man. I tell you, if I ever hit the lotto, I'm going to have a condominium in downtown Chicago and a beautiful farm here in the Philippines. Yeah. Yeah, Sapaway. Yeah, I go there all the time, man. We love it in Sapaway. Matter of fact, we were going to go the other night, but right now, because of the pandemic, you got to jump through so many hoops and red tape to reserve a place over there with the city government and all that. But we used to always go to Sapaway, man. It's nice. You know, it costs about 15 pesos to go across, you know, to catch the boat to take you to Sapaway Island from San Carlos. And man, it's nice over there. You're talking about peace and quiet. And you talking about island living, those people over there, I guarantee you, they've never seen a black man before. They look at me like I'm a ghost over there, man. It's funny, man. They look at me like they seen a ghost. And because it's really island living. A lot of them don't even come over here to San Carlos, man. And it's only like a 5-minute boat ride. Yeah, that Whispering Palms Resort, yeah, it's nice there. But I usually stay in one of the little day resorts, where you go there, and I think you pay what 200 pesos for a table, and I usually buy some. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it, Andrew Bridges. And what I usually do is buy some fish from one of the local vendors, and we'll. Oh wow, good, man. I'm glad. Central State, yeah, it's a good college. Um, I usually buy some fish, and we'll grill the fish right there, and buy Coke, and we bring rice. We bring our own rice and camote and uh, saging, which is that type of banana. Um, hey, thanks, Sydney, man. I really appreciate that, man. Thanks so much. We trying to help as much as we can. We give away at least 1,000 pesos every week to one of our Filipino subscribers. Next week, we're blessed. We've had some sponsorship. We're going to give away 5,000 pesos next Thursday night. So come to my Sunshine Shoulder Facebook page. We're going to give 1,000 pesos to 5 of our lucky subscribers, man. And that's big money over here, guys. When you're talking about a pandemic that shut businesses, people lost their job. 1,000 pesos, which is about $20 over here. That's a lot of money, guys. So don't take that for granted. Thank you, Sydney. I really appreciate that. Hey, JD, man, anytime, man. I tell you what, just hit me up in the comments, hit me up on my email. And that goes for anybody. If you got any questions, any concerns, anything like that. Oh, man, yeah. But I tell you what, man, I've gotten so sick of that sticky rice. I've eaten so much of it. What's that called, hon? What's it called? The sticky rice. That brown stuff your mother always makes? Bico. It's called Bico, Fernandez. That's what it's called. Hey, thanks, Omar, man. I appreciate you. What's my email? Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. My email is calroach1@gmail.com. CALROACH1@gmail.com. Yeah, that sticky rice. Yeah, they call it a lot of stuff. Bico, Vader. Thanks for that. Man, I ate so much Bico when I first got here, man. I can't eat it anymore. Hey, man, I tell you what, Clayton Murray, I would love to live on Sapaway Island, but I don't know if they've got electricity. I don't know if they've got Wi-Fi, man, but I would love. Okay, Jamie, take care, man. Tell everybody I said what's up. Hey, Michael Player, man. Look, man, I'm going to tell you, I'm just a regular guy. I'm down to earth, man. I'm nobody special, man. If you email me, I'm going to email you back. I answer all my comments, as long as it's not from a troll. And I hope I never get so big that I can't do that, man. Because I'm really just trying to be helpful, guys. When I decided to do this, I put myself on the other side of the screen and say, hey, what do I want? I want the nitty gritty. I just want somebody to tell me what it's really like over here. All them old drones and that stuff's nice, guys. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not a tour guide. When you get off the plane, I just want to tell you exactly what you're going to see, what you're going to experience, what to expect over here. This is a magical place for real. Or it can be a nightmare if you come over here with that foolishness, man. Because these people, they're humble, but they're not going to take your BS, man, over here. Some of the most powerful people on the planet live here. We can't acquire as much power in America and in the Western countries as the people can acquire over here, man. Some powerful people over here, and you won't even know it because they're humble. You'll walk right by them in the grocery store, on the street. But they have their own private armies. They will take you out like this. They won't even have a second thought about it, man. So, Hey, thanks, Michael Jones. I appreciate it. I need one of those boots on the ground shirts. Hey, yeah, I'm working on that now, Mike. I hope you can get here in February, man. It would be beautiful. Hey, guys, my battery's running low. Man, y'all's support has been just overwhelming, man. All I can do is continue to do what I'm doing, give you all I got. But my battery's running low. I'm buffering, and I'm going to have to end this live chat, man. Thank you so much. Check out my new Hey Jay, yeah, I'm just trying to be normal, man. I'm trying to be a regular guy. You'll never see all that foolishness on my channel, man. I'm never gonna change my channel. It's always gonna be the same. Thanks, Michael Cosby. Hey y'all, thanks so much, man. I got about 2% on here. Michael, man, anytime you ever, yeah, I got a PayPal account. Adrian Fernandez. Go on any of my videos and you'll see the link, brother. I appreciate it. Thanks, Momentum. Thanks, Toonie, man. Hank, man, I love you, man. You like a brother now. You like a friend. When you get over here, man, your first drink, your first bottle of wine is on me, brother. I promise you that. But hey, guys, I got to get out of here. Look out for my next video tomorrow. And every Saturday at this time, I only have one live stream, man. I'm not going to wear you guys out. But every Saturday at this time, okay? Take care. Till I see y'all next time. Peace. Stay safe. Stay COVID free. And I'll see you next time.